Hello everybody. This side again Mr. B.N. Ghadai, retired PGT from DPS Damanjodi, and I have been constantly trying to share my experience with we people so that you can be benefited out of my experience. In the last video, I have discussed about the concept of aggregate demand, then aggregate supply, and today the topic is consumption function. Let us first discuss why consumption function is important in the concept of aggregate demand. As we know that in the Keynesian model, the aggregate demand, we say aggregate demand has two components. Aggregate demand has two components. That is C plus I. C is consumption demand, I is investment demand. But in the Keynesian model, Keynes has taken the concept of autonomous investment. Autonomous investment, that is the investment which remains same at all level of income. The investment which remains same at all level of income, that is autonomous investment. And Keynes in his model has used this autonomous investment. That means if the investment is fixed, so the aggregate demand is directly dependent on the consumption, level of consumption. So there is a direct relationship between aggregate demand and consumption. That's why it is very important to know about the concept and behavior of consumption expenditure. So let us first discuss what is consumption expenditure, then we'll discuss about the consumption function, then we'll go for its equation. What is consumption expenditure on the part of the income? The part of the income which is used for purchase of goods and services for consumption purpose, that is called consumption expenditure. But you should not confuse consumption expenditure with consumption function. On the other hand, consumption function refers to the functional relationship. It refers to the functional relationship between consumption and national income. So there is a clear distinction here, consumption expenditure and consumption function. So consumption function shows the functional relationship between the level of consumption and the national income. So we can write consumption function C is equal to the function of Y. So consumption is the function of income. And one thing is very sure, that there is a direct relationship between consumption and income. That means as income increases, consumption increases. That is sure. As consumption increases, income increases, consumption increases, but by how much the consumption will increase depends upon the propensity to consume. It depends upon the propensity to consume. That propensity will decide if your income increases, by how much your consumption will increase. That depends on propensity to consume. And on the basis of this information, we can have the equation of consumption function, and the equation runs like this, that C is equal to C bar plus BY. This is the equation of consumption function. Here C is consumption, C bar is autonomous consumption. And what is autonomous consumption? As I have in the previous video, I have already told you, that is the consumption at zero level of income. That is autonomous consumption. That is the consumption at zero level of income is called autonomous consumption. Plus B. B is MPC, marginal propensity to consume, and Y is income. So this is the consumption function. Here C is consumption, C bar is autonomous consumption, B is MPC, that is marginal propensity to consume, and Y is income, money income. So this is what we have got, this consumption equation from the consumption function. That is C is equal to C bar plus BY. Now the question comes, what is the nature What is that propensity to consume, or how do this consumption expenditure behave as income changes? Now, according to Keynes, this propensity to consume, it depends upon a psychological law of consumption. And what are these psychological law of consumption say? The psychological law of consumption say that as income increases, consumption increases, but less than proportionate. As income, the psychological law of consumption says, as income increases, consumption increases, but less than proportionate. Because that's why the value of MPC, when you go for calculation of marginal propensity to consume, you'll find the value of MPC is more than 0, but less than 1. The reason is that because as our income increases, our consumption increases. That's why it is more than 0, but we do not increase our consumption proportionately. We increase our consumption less than proportionate. So that's why the value is less than 1. So the value of MPC is more than 0, less than 1. That will come in next video, will come to this point. So now we'll have a table and a diagram to show this consumption function. And first we are going consumption schedule. Consumption schedule. Here we have taken income, that is Y, and this is rupees crores, and here we have consumption, rupees crores. Now when the income is 0, the consumption will never be 0. The consumption, because that is autonomous consumption. Autonomous consumption, that means consumption is always positive. So you must have some consumption even if your income is 0. Let us say it is 40. And now your income becomes 100. So the consumption in the beginning, in the initial stage, the consumption may be more than your income. So you will be having negative saving. Till this will continue till you reach the break-even point, because at the break-even point, income will be equal to consumption. That time saving will be 0, and that point, that level is called break-even point or break-even level, where consumption is equal to income. Before that, saving is negative. At the break-even point, saving is 0, and afterwards, saving becomes positive. Now, suppose your income is 200. And your consumption, every time we are increasing consumption at the same ratio, so it is 200, and this is the break-even level, because income is equal to consumption, and here saving is equal to 0. Now the third, suppose your income becomes 300. Now you will say positive, saving will start positive. So again consumption is 280, so that you go for a positive saving of 20. Similarly, if you have income of 400 and this will be 360, so like that. And if when your income becomes 500 and this will be 440. So this one. So here, if you compare the rate of change in consumption, rate of change in income, and rate of change in consumption, we see as income is increasing, the consumption is also increasing, but the increase rate is less than proportionate. Consumption is increasing less every time there is a less than proportionate change in consumption. Now, on the basis of this information, we can have a consumption curve. Consumption curve. is OX axis. This one is OY axis. And here we taking income. That is Y in crores. And here we are taking consumption. And to understand the concept more, so first we have to take the income, the 45-degree line, that is the aggregate supply line or income line, whichever you can tell, because this same line, it is aggregate supply and this is also the income line. Aggregate supply is incomes. Now, the consumption curve, because at the initial stage, we have seen our consumption is 40. At zero level of income, we have taken the autonomous consumption is 40. You can take any amount of autonomous consumption because, so now we can start. Suppose this much is autonomous consumption and we have started our consumption curve. This is consumption curve. See, so consumption has started. There is the intercept and y-axis. It started from point C. So OC, this one. This OC, this is autonomous consumption, C bar. And the consumption curve has started and it is an upward sloping curve, but its slope shows that it is less than 1. The slope shows that it is less than 1. And so that means up to OM level of income, the consumption is more than the income. That's why during that time you will have this saving or a negative saving at point, say, K. The consumption curve intersects the income line, showing that this is the break-even line. This is break-even point or break-even point, because here the income is equal to consumption and saving is 0. This is break-even point. Break-even point. And afterwards, the consumption curve is below the income line, leading to positive saving. So this is the slope of the consumption curve and is based on the psychological law of consumption. And what does the psychological law of consumption says? Now it says that as income increases, the consumption is also increases, but less than proportionate. And that is why the consumption curve, the slope is less than. It is upward sloping because as income increase, consumption increase. So that's why it is upward sloping. But at what rate? Less than proportionate. That's why the slope is less than 1. So this is about consumption function. My next will go for the propensity to consume, average propensity to consume and marginal propensity to consume. Till that time, thank you.